Good morning. Ooh, maybe we'll try that again. Good morning. Oh, thank you so much. I have been granted the privilege of welcoming each of you to the 29th Annual Memorial Service. This is a time for us to remember and honor correctional employees who have entered their eternal rest. I would like to extend a special welcome to the family members and friends of the deceased who have come here to remember their loved ones whose absences continue to be deeply felt. Welcome as well to all the retired and active correctional personnel and honored guests who have come to honor the deceased and their families with their presence. At this time, I would invite those for whom it is appropriate to join me in acknowledging the presence of the divine in our midst. Let us pray. Holy God, you are the Lord of life and death. You made us in your image and hold us in your care. Speak to us this day your solemn message of life and death, and show us your grace, so as we face the mystery of death, we might also be comforted by the light of eternity. We thank you for the lives of each of those being remembered this day, for all in them that was good and kind and faithful, and for the gift they were to us. Amen.
Please join me, if you can, in Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long.
We now remember those correctional employees who have passed since last year's memorial service. Officer George Best. Edward Scipio, Medical Supply. Officer Montel Taylor. Engineer Joseph A. Marfo. Officer Jace Young. Deputy Warden Adam Smith. Charles Chuck McLaughlin, Alternative Housing.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. When we been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Warden Trevor Wingard and to invite him to address us.
Good morning. Just wanted to welcome all of our retirees. I haven't met you all yet. I look forward to meeting you all. I hope that you get a chance to hang around a while. We have some tokens of our appreciation to give you. I want to welcome our current staff. I know all of our current staff cannot be here because they're inside there or they're not in the facility today. I want to welcome all of our guests. I want to welcome all the families of the retirees and the families of our current staff who have come here. Better? Again, I want to welcome all the families of our retirees, all of our current staff who can make it out here. We all know that many of them are inside there, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit here. This is a week to celebrate. It's a week to recognize. We also need to pause to remember those who came before us. There's many, many people who paved the path before us, whether in this building behind us, behind me, or in the building up there that many of you worked in before here. Thousands of people have worked in these facilities. Thousands of people have walked on those floors, have walked in those pods, walked in those different areas for decades. If not longer, with the old facility. We need to recognize their contributions. That will help us better understand and learn about where we are now and where we want to go forward. We're not going to learn about how we can move forward if we don't understand and recognize who have come before us. And that's what today is for. It's been said by a lot of folks who do this job that they didn't find corrections, corrections found them. They did not go out looking for a job in corrections. It kind of found them in different ways. Sometimes, often, corrections is the forgotten arm of the criminal justice system. It does not always get, corrections doesn't always get the recognition that it deserves or the appreciation. This week we recognize, but as a society and a community, we need to recognize and honor those who have done this job before us and who do this job now. We need to emphasize what happens in these facilities. A lot of people don't understand, and I want to talk about that for a second. There's over 850 people who work in that building. I don't know if people recognize that. Over 850 people. In and out every day, and the thousands more that came before us. I think the lack of recognition or maybe understanding of what goes on is because people don't recognize it. They don't understand what happens. They don't understand that every day there's people working to ensure this facility is secure, to ensure the community is secure. There are people working in this facility every day to ensure the protection of life and property. They're providing meaningful programming, meaningful education every day. They're providing care and sometimes providing life-saving care. That happens in that facility. From our newest corrections officers, right over there, to our most senior nurse. The people working in this facility every day, they're dedicated to what they do. They work countless hours. They miss family events, all while not complaining and just moving forward. There are countless examples of the employees doing the work that many will not do or cannot do. I need to repeat that. There are people working difficult jobs, working countless hours of jobs that people will not do or cannot do. Their stories rarely get told. They just move on with their day and their duties in front of them. My job as a new warden here, it can be complex, but what is clearly understood by me and these folks right here is that we need to continue to recognize the people who came before us. We need to honor them in every way we can and recognize their contribution. We need to do our best to recognize and understand the complex jobs that go on in this facility every day. And we need to work hard to ensure that the community understands what happens in this facility. Like many that are here today, Corrections did find me, and I feel blessed that it found me at this facility. It found me at the Allegheny County Jail. I thank you all for coming here today, for attending. Please, when you see a corrections employee, thank them. This needs to be more than 1 week a year. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, County Executive Sarah Inamorado could not be here today. Unfortunately, she had other commitments. The County Manager, John Fournier, is here today, and I wanted to just recognize him and let you know that this county leadership has been incredibly supportive of this facility and me personally the last several months. And a lot of that is due to the County Manager, John Fournier. And I just wanted to make sure you knew he was here today and he understands from talking to me on a daily basis what we go through every day. Again, thank you all very much.
We will now recognize and remember all the deceased correctional employees whose memories and spirits we continue to carry in our hearts. Warden Grant Price. Deputy Warden Lawrence Cronenberg. Lieutenant Edward Helferty. Sergeant John Flora. Officer Donald Davidson. Officer Donald Givens. Officer Lee Helbling. Officer George Jordan. Officer Robert Lutty. Officer Thomas McMasters. Officer Leroy Peterson. Officer Walter Slininsky. Officer George Tomko. Officer Michael Zablocki. Officer Theodore Ches. Officer Robert Ritzel. Officer Edward Collins. Officer Edmund Gallagher. Sergeant Reed Fairley. Officer Joseph Mantilla. Sergeant William Miller. Officer Michael J. Corey. Warden James J. Jennings. Officer Ronald Gross. Officer Joseph Setkovic. Officer David Richardson, Jr. Civilian Mary Meyer, Officer James Muse, Officer Patsy Chiavetti, Officer George Ladakis, Officer John Most, Officer Mary Klingensmith, Officer James Stevens, Officer Ann Zabo, Clerk Marietta Toddy Pennybacker,
Officer Donald Bosch, Officer Mary Jean Fath, Sergeant Dennis J. Hill, Officer Ellen Fuller, Officer Ann Mikovich, Officer Rudolph Stadahar, Officer James Dudley, Dentist George Rainey, Officer Dwayne Demko, Officer Wayman G. Chapman, Officer Donald Montgomery, Officer Archie Lefevre, Officer Harry Scarlatta, Officer Joanne Faulkner, Officer Barbara Page, Officer Gary Foser, Officer Frederick Hofstadt, Officer Raymond Connors, Lieutenant Robert Dulick, Assistant Deputy Warden William Dean, Nurse Sarah Quinlan, Assistant Deputy Warden Gregory F. Kilarowski, Officer Joseph M. Joyce Sr., Officer Wilbert Stayer, Officer Wendy T. Demand Kilcrest, Lieutenant Ralph Legrado, Officer Kenneth Mikovich, Officer Vera Dober, Account Clerk Frank Robinson, Officer Carol Dickerson, Lieutenant Theodore Matthews, Officer Kenneth Armstrong, Officer George Rubacki, Officer Ernest G. Michelangelo, Nurse Bernie Barndorf,
Officer Lawrence Larry E. Bender, Officer William G. Baker, Lieutenant John C. Chaz Paremsky, Sr., Officer Paul E. Bonomi, Sergeant Robert C. Etmeyer, Officer Walter Lasada, ID Technician Ronald Lewandowski, Officer Robert Brisky, Officer William Zaff, Officer Joseph Bennick, Officer Monica Generowski, Deputy Warden Matthew W. Kerr, Officer Jeffrey D. Abbott, Officer David M. Nebresny, Chaplain Mabruk Eshnuk, Warden Charles J. Kozakevich, Assistant Deputy Warden Eugene M. Garcia, Officer Joseph Loba, Officer Thomas Towers III, Officer Michael J. Crutchman, Officer Maria Haunt, Officer Gary Binger, Officer Thomas Cephas, Officer Angelo J. Adragna, Antoinette Tony Drobicki, Chaplain Sean Drummond, Lieutenant William Love, Warden William B. Robinson, Officer Anna Dancevich, Major Leo Squares, Marcia Hinton, Pretrial Services, Officer George E. Gorham, Officer Madeline Cotton, Officer Edwin F. Utzig, Nurse Margaret Fitzgerald, Officer John Corey, Officer William C. Buell, Officer Charles R. Graham Sr., Officer Richard F. Kiefer, Lieutenant Paul R. Nally, Dr. Michael Patterson, Officer Francis S. Zilko, Officer Dolores J. Gilchrist, Officer Rosemary L. Kelly, Officer James M. Pistorius, Officer Richard T. Seibel, Officer Michael J. Moroff, Maintenance Supervisor Edward J. Worrell, Officer Peter S. Sutlick, Officer Robert J. Miller, Jr., Nurse Honora Garrity Sturak, Officer Frank H. Reckenwald, Lieutenant Elijah Joe Rucker, Officer Richard E. Mosley, Officer Margaret Zepp, Officer John Durick, Officer Marion King, Officer Raymond Dush, David Santarella, Assistant Director of Nursing, Cashier Nancy Cotton, Officer Timothy Sweeney, Officer Ronald Wotasic, Clinic Director Louise Luann Kokenauer, Officer Andrew G. Meyerly, Officer Ellen Yarkovsky, Plumber Regis A. Cunnold, Jr., Officer George Brinker, Captain Daniel Troiano, Sr., Officer Dean Volberg, Officer Frankie Kizzy,
Officer Eunice Durant, Officer William Lavery, Mailroom Supervisor Clarence Rocky Fowler, Officer Wallace L. Schmidt, Officer John Williard, Officer Russell Stratton, Officer John Hyatt, Officer James Indovina, Officer William Metz, Officer Alvin Smith, Officer Raymond Petro, Lieutenant Edward Crowell, Officer Gerald Burton, Officer Mark McDonald, Officer Laura Kaminsky, Officer Richard Fetchka, Officer David Fitzgerald, Officer Gordon McIntyre, Officer Edward Coyne, Officer George Matovich, Officer Richard Hood, Officer Ralph DeJeans, Officer Robert Mertz, Officer Lonnie Crowley, Officer Gary Fluman, Officer Donna Friedman, Officer Tracy Frolick, Officer Tom Jobs, Officer Joe Greekar, Officer Russell Drenning, Officer John Colbert, Officer William Thorns, Major Ronald Poofy, Officer Thomas Conley, Officer Roddy Milsick, Officer Seth McDermott,
Officer Kenneth Bell, Officer J. Hobby, Sergeant August Augie Samara, Deputy Warden James Longmore, Officer Daniel Leshko, ID Technician Dana Bryant, Officer Calvin Dean, Electrician Joseph Roth, Officer Robert Guillory, Chaplain Monsignor Joseph Lamonde, Officer Nicholas Bradica, Officer Frank Pastor, Deputy Warden Gregory Grogren, Officer Richard J. Harris Jr., Officer Stephanie Tyson, Officer Deborah Puccarelli, Lieutenant Meryl Gochetsky, Officer Richard Howard Jr., Chaplain Father Tony Gorgata, Caseworker Father Edward Wagner, Officer William Butler, Officer John Bellick, Caseworker Irma Hudson, Caseworker Ronald Caraba, Officer Robert Nickel, Captain Albert Big Al Diamicus, Officer Nick Scott, Officer Rick Catarino, Officer Donald Wallace, Administrative Assistant Ruth Kaduk, Officer Lisa Marino, Deputy Warden Edward P. DeSabatio Jr., Officer Jake Jester, Officer Richard Stritzinger, Officer Dale Thorns, Deputy Warden Gary T. Knotts, and Officer Ruth King. I invite you now to take a moment of silence with me to honor the individuals we have just read. If you are willing, please pray with me.
are now invited to follow the honor guard to the living memorial to pay your respects and to place flowers in front of the living memorial. Family members and friends will be given flowers to place at the base of the memorial.